Today's MSPs are under pressure to protect complex workloads while keeping costs predictable. Joining us are Kyleigh Romero from Commvault and Shawn Klein from Wasabi to explore how their partnership is helping MSPs simplify data protection and grow profitability. Welcome, Kyleigh and Shawn.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you. We're super excited to be here.
Kyleigh, let's start with you. MSPs are juggling complex workloads and rising security risks. What's driving the need for a smarter, more scalable data protection strategy?
Yes. MSPs are facing growing pressure as customer environments become more complex and cyber threats become more sophisticated. The rapid adoption of hybrid and multi-cloud infrastructure means data is now dispersed across multiple platforms, making consistent protection and compliance harder to manage. At the same time, ransomware and AI-driven attacks are increasing the risk of downtime and data loss. These challenges are driving the need for the smarter, more scalable data protection strategy, one that automates management, strengthens cyber resilience, and adapts to evolving workloads. What we at Commvault want to help these MSPs do is meet this demand through a unified platform that delivers intelligent data protection, recovery, and threat defense across all environments.
Now, this next question is for both of you. Let's talk about the partnership. Why is a combination of Commvault and Wasabi such a strong fit for MSPs looking to deliver enterprise-grade protection without enterprise-level complexity? And let's start with Kyleigh.
Yes, whenever I think of this question, I think of it in 4 key categories, which is going to be the seamless integration, enterprise-grade protection, cost efficiency, and cyber resilience. One of the key benefits of Commvault is our flexibility. We have our own air-gapped immutable storage options built off of Azure, or we give you the ability to bring your own storage if that is an easier or better option for you as an MSP. We really take the approach of a choose-your-own journey, which is where Wasabi fits into this picture with our seamless integration. The seamless integration that we have with Wasabi is in the Commvault Cloud, which natively integrates with Wasabi storage, simplifying deployment and management with no additional gateways or complex configurations. If you actually watch a demo or an onboarding video of our seamless integration, it takes about 10 minutes in total because it is so quick and easy, which is the reason why we are so proud of this partnership. Shawn, do you want to elaborate a little bit?
I think the key there is the 10 minutes, right? Like think about that is that the MSPs have the ability to deploy what you said, deploy that super easily. And then obviously we'll talk about it a little bit later, but the account control that we provide in those environments, especially for multi-workload, some of the MSPs, they have multiple workloads that they want to put into the cloud. That's perfect for Wasabi, as you described. So really at the end of the day, the integration, testing, validation, the customers that we have together, MSPs worldwide actually really demonstrate the value of the partnership working together, both from a business perspective and from a technical integration perspective.
Couldn't agree more.
Shawn, as you know, cloud pricing is a pain point for MSPs. How does Wasabi's flat rate model help partners keep costs predictable and margins healthy?
Yeah, this is a good one. Like, think about it. Any successful company owner needs to embrace predictable business models. Like that's just kind of basic business 101. And that's one of the reasons why SaaS and subscription pricing over the last decade or whatever have really taken off and become so popular. So listen, in 2025, the Cloud Storage Index, some surveys we did with MSPs, 81% of them, of the MSPs surveyed, they exceeded their cloud budgets last year, right? So that's a big number. It's not like it's an edge case. It's actually a big number. 48% of their spending went to unpredictable networking fees. So this is egress fees and API fees and things that are kind of hard to measure. How often are they going to occur? And on top of that, 67% are recovering cloud data weekly and 93% are accessing archive data monthly. Like that's so unpredictable, right? And so no wonder the MSPs are under pressure of trying to figure out their margins and how to make the most out of the storage they're providing for their customers. So, one of the big things, Kyleigh already touched on it, which is, Wasabi, no egress fees, no API fees, flat rate pricing. The MSPs absolutely love to improve their margins and reduce risk by leveraging a Wasabi cloud storage offering with Commvault.
Commvault Cloud SaaS protects everything from VMs to SaaS apps. How does that help MSPs simplify operations and reduce overhead?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. As we know, time is money, and an abundance of time is not something that MSPs have the luxury of. When we really see MSPs benefiting from the Commvault solution is that we can scale up or scale down with your business, no matter the type of customer or workload you're needing to protect. Meaning we protect pretty much any workload you can think of. So even if you aren't using our breadth of coverage today, you may be needing it with a new customer a year from now. So instead of bringing on another backup provider to fill that gap, you're able to utilize Commvault for all your customer needs today and 5 years from now, which does always prove to be invaluable. Additionally, the consolidation from the average MSP of using 3 to 5 backup providers per MSP to one platform has saved our MSPs an average of 32 hours a month in backup related administrative time after switching to Commvault, just based on purely consolidating the different systems and infrastructure that you're working with on a daily basis. We also know that training your teams on the ins and outs of a new vendor, particularly a business continuity vendor, is not an easy task and very time consuming in itself. So we want to make sure you're investing in the right vendor relationships to maximize your return on investment. That is something we take very seriously here that ensures that if you are choosing to consolidate your customers and continuity practices on Commvault, we're prepared to help enable and train you to help ease the burden of learning a new solution, which is also why we want to partner with vendors like Wasabi, because we know that it will drastically reduce your time in our platform, but we'll also make sure that you're getting a great user experience, which is something that we value tremendously. And the reason why the Wasabi partnership has been so fruitful to our MSPs today.
Now, Shawn, Wasabi is known for its storage, performance, and affordability. What makes it ideal for second copy backups and long-term retention?
Yeah, I think, MSPs are embracing kind of a new ecosystem of storage, right? Like especially over the last 4 or 5 years, due to ransomware, shocker, ransomware attacks, MSPs and customers are adding in an all flash tier of storage for very, very fast recoveries after a ransomware attack. Unfortunately, those are very expensive. So what they're doing is maybe adding in a tier of flash for only maybe a 15-day retention period that will bring up those critical applications with Commvault very, very quickly. Absolutely a great strategy to have. But unfortunately, if you can't afford a whole bunch of that, then that's where Wasabi comes into play. We can be that, I'm going to say, second copy, even a primary copy sometimes, and in some cases with Commvault, but really that second copy, which is I have the critical workloads that have to come back immediately. I know that they have to be in a durable, 11 nines of storage, which is what Wasabi has. But with Commvault's multi-threaded S3, we can still get it back very, very, very fast out of the Wasabi cloud. So now you have performance for very quick ransomware attacks with a small piece of flash or small piece of flash storage. And then a Wasabi on the back end, that solves your long-term retention with very fast recovery and your short-term retention, which is ransomware attacks. Got to get it back within the next 15 minutes to 2 hours, whatever the capacities are. That is just an absolutely perfect combination. And then on top of that, obviously, Kyleigh mentioned it, with Wasabi, we have multi-workload support. So if they have AI workloads or something like that, that they also want to take advantage of, it's still just one single cloud storage offering from Wasabi. So really taking simplicity to the next level, especially with the tight integration we have with Commvault.
Kyleigh, cyber resilience is critical. How does Commvault help MSPs defend against ransomware and recover quickly when incidents happen?
You're exactly right. Cyber resilience is critical for MSPs managing multiple customer environments. But I think the question is why. And I don't really like to be one of those people that rattles off stats, but I do think it's relevant in this conversation because the new reality is there has been a 490% increase in data breach victims in the first half of 2025 alone. Over that same period in 2024, it was drastically reduced. 81% of those breaches were used by weak, reused, stolen credentials. 78% of those businesses compromised were compromised again. So the sentiment really turns from, will this happen to me and my business, to when is this going to happen to me and my business? That is why Commvault helps MSPs both defend against ransomware and recover quickly, because it typically takes about 24 days to recover your full environment. That is a long time. That is a lot of business critical applications potentially being down. Through our unified cyber resilience framework, which you're going to hear me continue to say, our cyber resilience framework, which combines advanced security, clean recovery, and intelligent automation. And really, here's how. We want to first defend against ransomware. Commvault helps MSPs build a proactive defense posture with immutable and air-gapped backups. Data is locked and isolated on-prem or in the cloud with options like Wasabi or Commvault Cloud, so it can't be encrypted, deleted, or tampered with. We have our zero trust architecture, threat scanning and anomaly detection, which is built in. AI continuously monitors backups, data for unusual activity or encryption patterns, helping MSPs identify and stop threats early. We also have our hardened infrastructure within the Commvault Cloud platform. So that's really how we help defend against ransomware. Second is going to be that recover quickly and cleanly. And cleanly is the key aspect here. If ransomware does hit, Commvault minimizes that downtime and data loss through clean recoveries with automatic malware scanning. We scan the backups to identify safe recovery points so MSPs don't reinfect your systems, because the last thing you want to do is go through this whole process to the recovery, and then you're just recovering compromised data points. That is the last thing we want to help kind of perpetuate. There's also the granular recovery options. We can restore individual files, VMs, databases, or entire environments on-prem or in the cloud from a single console. Lastly, instant VM recovery. Get those critical workloads running within minutes, not hours or days. Again, we want to reduce that 24 days of the average ransomware attack recovery plan into just a few days or even a few hours, depending upon the infrastructure that's in place. That's really our goal here at Commvault, is to help you recover quickly and cleanly. Lastly is going to be the continuous validation and insights. We have a security posture dashboard, which we call our security IQ dashboard, which gives MSPs the visibility into data risk, backup health, and ransomware readiness. It has AI-driven insights, recommended improvements, automated response, and it reduces the human error, helping MSPs prove compliance and resilience to clients. In short, Commvault helps MSPs shift from backup and hope to predict, protect, and recover. It's not just about storing data securely, it's about ensuring that when ransomware strikes, you can restore clean data quickly and keep customer operations running smoothly so that your business isn't down, their business isn't down, and everybody is happy at the end of the day.
Now, Shawn, we were just talking about recovery. Wasabi's object lock and immutable features are key to ransomware protection. How do they complement Commvault's security architecture?
Yeah, I think Kyleigh touched on, like, when you think about all of the things that she just described, that Commvault has done a great job at either creating themselves or through acquisition or whatever. They have a portfolio of I'm going to say features and solutions inside the Commvault cloud that are unprecedented. All of those, nearly all of those, need to have some sort of protected storage on the back end. And there's lots of ways to protect storage, but object lock for sure. It's sort of an industry standard, but at the end of the day, it needs to come with things like compliance and all of those other things. They all need to be supported by the application, which in this case is Commvault. So from a Wasabi perspective, we have all of the immutability features, the indelibility features of not being able to delete or anything. Those are actually occurring at the storage layer as well. They need to be multi-layered. They have to come from Commvault, and they have to interact and come from us as well, from the storage as well. So that's where the combination of the two of us is it's just obvious. Like you can't deploy one without the other and have a truly cyber resilient solution. So from our perspective, we look at not just the tight integration that we have with all of the features that Kyleigh just described, but also you got to kind of think it through, which is your customers are going to require that you're testing this often and that your insurance companies are happy with your recovery processes on a quarterly basis or on a bi-yearly basis or whatever. And that can also be very expensive with a bunch of high speed, local on-prem storage. So there are so many features that Commvault has, including being able to test your recovery from Wasabi, that fundamentally we're keeping costs low at the same time we're protecting the data fully, especially with an 11.9 durability factor.
Now, Kyleigh, I know you touched on this a little bit earlier. You said it could take about 10 minutes, which is amazing. But how easy is it for MSPs to integrate Wasabi into their existing Commvault workflows? And what kind of flexibility does that offer?
It's very easy for MSPs to integrate Wasabi into their existing Commvault cloud workloads. The two platforms are designed to work together seamlessly. First is going to be that simple native integration. Commvault natively supports Wasabi as an S3 compatible cloud storage target, so no special gateways, middleware, complex configurations needed. MSPs can add Wasabi storage directly through the Commvault console in minutes by entering Wasabi's credentials and endpoint information. That's really all you need to do, because once it's connected, Wasabi appears in our platform just like any other cloud tier, whether it be AWS, Azure, our Commvault Cloud Storage, or Wasabi. Makes it easy to include an existing workflow or policies, meaning if you've already deployed Commvault and you want to change it up and you want to go to Wasabi, that is a very easy, seamless process because you can leverage the already existing backup and recovery policies without needing to rebuild or redesign jobs. That kind of makes it a little bit easier to transition from one to the other, which is something that we have found a lot of MSPs benefiting from.
Wasabi is built with MSPs in mind. Shawn, what tools or programs are available to help partners onboard and manage accounts and scale?
So the account management thing is, interestingly enough, it's actually a key differentiator for us because we were sort of built for with MSPs in mind. So we have the Wasabi Account Control Manager, which really is a multi-tenant, multi-use solution that and it's no charge, by the way. It comes with Wasabi with the pricing model that we have, but it provisions, monitors, bills customer storage environments very, very, very easily. It's integrated in with the Commvault application. And so really at the end of the day, it provides a seamless integration for MSPs to take care of multi-tenant customer bases that they all have. So there's that. And then of course we have co-branded things to go do with our MSPs to help support them and help grow their business. And then training and marketing things to make sure that we're all working together. Kyleigh and I have spent some time together when I was in Denver a few weeks ago or whatever, talking through. We have multiple partners together, like Pax8 is a great solution. Klein is another distributor that we're working with closely. So we have routes to market together. Obviously, we have all of the integrations and things together. So from an MSP perspective, we're here for you to help grow the business with Commvault as well for any cyber resilient, requirements that MSPs have.
Yeah, and I would say to add to that, Shawn, we have a lot of different case studies as well from MSPs using Commvault and Wasabi. So sometimes it's easiest to be able to see that in real life and see how an MSP actually deployed both of our solutions and scaled with us. So we have tons of case studies available to you that you can read through and really see exactly how these MSPs went and did this, because it isn't always easy to envision it yourself. And sometimes it's easiest to see that another MSP has done it themselves. So if you ever need any case studies, we're always happy to provide them for a reference point.
Yeah, good call.
Now, you both share some great information. Where can we go to learn more and get started or connect with your teams?
We can provide a link in the chat to our MSP intake form, meaning that you can fill that out and put in a couple details about your MSP, and we can connect you with the right resource who would be able to perform a demo or answer any questions you may have about Commvault. As always, I'm always available to be reached out to on behalf of our entire MSP team. I'll also put my email in the chat as well. If that's an easier way to get a hold of us, you can also use that.
Yeah, similarly for us, we have websites and portals and all of that stuff available for MSPs to get either in touch with us, or if they're already, Wasabi MSPs and looking to onboard Commvault, we can direct all of that. So just reach out to me, reach out to the link that's provided on where to go to find out more. We've got the case studies and all of the marketing and MDF stuff all loaded up into one nice package for everybody. So it's back to simplicity. We're trying to solve simplicity here. So we have everything that they need to onboard us together.
We also do have a link to a demo booking, meaning that if you're interested and you want to book directly with our team has access to being able to demo the Wasabi interface as well as the Commvault interface, which is sometimes easiest to paint the picture of what this would look like together in your environment. So you can use that link to book directly with us and the Wasabi team so that we can get on a call, answer any questions you may have, if that's an easier way other than just reaching out via email or form.
Such great information. Thanks to Kyleigh and Shawn for showing us how Commvault and Wasabi are helping MSPs simplify data protection, strengthen cyber resilience, and grow profitability. For the Channel Company, I'm Kenna Johnson.